In this video, I want to showcase some Google Kubernetes Engine or GKE and Anthos features. And the reason why is because I really believe that GKE and Anthos, it just has a phenomenal set of use cases and ability just right from the UI. Now, of course, if you want to use Terraform, you absolutely can. So I have the code right here. The link will be in the description below. But there's a few pieces here under the Google directory in the Kubernetes Quick Start environment repo where you can look at things like creating a GKE cluster, and look at things like creating an Anthos cluster or Anthos service rather with GKE up and running. But to just kind of get a visual, let's just look at the UI. So first things first, if I click on create, I have a few options. Standard, so this is essentially, using GCP VMs as worker nodes, or autopilot. Now what autopilot does is not only is the control plane abstracted and managed for you, but so are the worker nodes. I like to call this serverless Kubernetes. I think it literally sums it up. So you have two awesome options there. The next thing that you can do is you can just simply deploy a container by default, and you can deploy it inside of your Kubernetes cluster. So if you had a configuration, you could just deploy it right here versus having to use kubectl or GitOps or anything like that. I think this is better for testing, to be honest. I wouldn't run it manually like this in production, but it is available if you want it. The next piece is services and Ingress. And what's really cool is, again, that's built in here. So you don't have to worry about setting up Ingress controllers or anything like that. It's kind of just built in. And then, of course, you can deploy your applications, secrets and config maps. You can do the same type of management here, storage, etc. Another really cool thing is you can even migrate to containers. And you got a few options for the migration process. But essentially the way that this works is you can migrate from either Linux or Windows, wherever you're running, to a container. And it's going to actually create the Docker file and the container image and everything for you. So it's pretty interesting, I would say. But the point is that there are a lot of things here like service and ingress, secrets and config maps. And then the next thing you have is you have Anthos, and Anthos actually goes even a little bit deeper. So with Anthos, what it does is it allows you to manage one or multiple Kubernetes clusters. And it could be GKE, it could be other clouds like AWS and Azure. You can even manage Kubernetes clusters on-prem. So if you're just literally running bare metal, or if you're running in VMware, totally fine. Point being is this tool or platform, whatever you want to call Anthos, is a way to manage all of your Kubernetes clusters, and it gives you a lot of cool pieces. So for example, you can do VM management, which doesn't even have anything to do with containers, but it's here anyways, which is cool. You can use Cloud Run, which we're going to go through in just a second, but what I really want to showcase is the policy piece. So you can manage all of your policy enforcement here, and service mesh. So if you want to, you can utilize Ingress controllers, you can utilize service mesh, you can utilize policies. There's even some security pieces here which are in preview, but you can do authorization for RBAC, you can do mutual TLS, you can create network policies. So there's a lot of stuff out of the box in GCP that you're not going to get in not only other cloud providers, but just in general. There's a lot of stuff here that is just up and ready to go. And the next thing that I want to showcase here really quick is Cloud Run. So what Cloud Run does is it gives you the ability to run containers without having to worry about Kubernetes. It's kind of like an orchestrator in its own way without, again, being Kubernetes or Swarm or something like that. Kind of sort of reminds me of ECS in a sense, but in my opinion, just from using it, I believe that Cloud Run is a little bit lightweight. So in some new videos coming up, we're going to be kind of going through each of these tools and each of these platforms to showcase how they all kind of work, but this is just the brief high-level overview. So in the next video, we're going to learn how to deploy a GKE cluster, both with Terraform and in the GCP console. Thank you so much for watching.